Good morning, lovely people. It is currently 7:20. I'm just at Steff's house in the morning, by the way. Happy Monday. And we are off to London today. I'm just here to pick him up because obviously because of the arm situation he can't drive. So I'm picking him up and we're heading to the airport and we're heading down to London today. So a bit of a travel day today, not actually much on the cards. We're going to go down to London. We've got a wee meeting that we're going to have in central London. And then to be honest, we're just going to kind of enjoy a relatively quiet day, get a catch up together, loads of different bits and bobs to discuss. So we're going to do that. So I'm just waiting on the invalid at this moment in time, getting his shit together so that we can get on the road. So we'll see how Steff's feeling when he gets in the car. Oh my god, that looks terrible. So excuse the gammy eye here. Hay fever season is in full swing. However,
It's Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
it is bad, it's like half shut. We've made it to the airport. I have collected Steff. Today is a travel day, so not much of any excitement really happening other than walking through the airport and all the usual stuff. We might have a meeting in London today, we don't know, but we're going to make the most of it. We've got a day to kind of catch up on a few bits and bobs, get a chat. So the idea is to get down to London, dump the bags at the hotel and find a nice beer garden because it's meant to be absolutely glorious down here today. So that's the battle plan. Until then, next thing is getting a hop along onto the plane. You're on. So we are down in London. We're actually in Boreham Wood, and it is absolutely El Scorcho the new stuff. We're at like 30 degrees. So basically the meeting that was scheduled for this afternoon looks like it's probably a no-go. So cervezas.
Beer o'clock.
So we're going to have a couple of beers because we can. That's what we're able to do. So got down here okay, no issues. The one-armed bandit managed to negotiate the plane, luggage carrying, the full shooting match without too many issues. How did it feel, Steff?
It's alright.
Aye?
It's just uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. But we're here. We're going to dump the bags. Obviously we've checked into a Premier Inn, Purple Palace, and we're not allowed to check in until 3 o'clock and they want an extra 15 quid off us to check in early, which we're not going to do. So we're just going to be tight Scotsmen. And
It's beer money.
aye, that's exactly it, beer tokens. So we're going to ditch the bags at the hotel, phone an Uber and head into Big Smoke. Good morning. It is Tuesday. Another absolutely beautiful day down here in London, and today we are heading to the Finstral studio just near Boreham Wood. So we're going to walk over there and have a look at the products in a bit more detail. Obviously the last time we had a proper look at them was at the Fit Show, so it's been a while. We want to kind of just re-familiarise ourselves with their offering and what they do and how they do it and various bits and bobs. So we're doing that today. Steff we just had breakfast. Steff's just away back up to the room to sort himself out. Obviously having one hand, everything's taking slightly longer than normal. So I think he's kind of finding that a wee bit frustrating to say the least. But all in all, had a really good day yesterday. We actually ended up having the meeting that we were going to have yesterday that we thought was cancelled. We actually ended up taking that anyway. So we met one of our mates in London and had that meeting, which was really good. Went for a little wander around the Big Smoke. Went for a lovely meal at a place called Hawksmoor. had a beautiful steak. And then we were both back here for 9 o'clock. We were absolutely burst. It was a long day yesterday. I think that in combination, early start, in combination with 30-degree heat, is it's, to say the least, it kind of took it out of us. So today we've got a full day of meetings at the Finstral showroom. We'll obviously let you have a look at some of the product as well. We'll take you around and show you what they have on offer. And yeah, should be a really, really good day. I'm looking forward to it. You're getting old and sad when you get excited about having a look at new window products. So yeah, nature of the beast. These are the things that excite us. So we're going to do that. We'll catch up with Steff when he comes down, see how Steff's feeling. And yeah, start the day, and again, here we go. So, Steff joins us now. How was the dressing experience, Steff?
Everything's a bit more difficult with one arm, but we'll get there.
Yep, it's slow going, but he's coping. He's managing, like. So supposedly this place is literally just across the road from where we are.
2-minute walk.
Along the main road?
Yeah, that way and then on the other side.
This way and on the other side?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So anyway, how was the day yesterday, Steff? I was telling them we had a lovely steak dinner yesterday.
Delightful, that. What was it?
Hawksmoor.
Hawksmoor, yeah.
Oh. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Definitely. I mean, the last time we came down and went to Flatiron.
Yep.
Flatiron was
Flatiron
awesome.
was good.
Yeah,
yep.
Really nice, but Hawksmoor was just a step above, just slightly. I mean, like the
options were.
Yeah, options were great. I mean, it was just more of a. Flatiron was more of a kind of like a system where you just kind of went in. The menu was smaller and everything was like quite quick and Hawksmoor was more of a kind of sit-down restaurant, albeit we were at the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Really good, wasn't it?
Epic. The taste of that steak, like the dry aged,
And I think
different level.
I think it's steak tonight as well, Steff.
I mean, I love steak.
I mean, we're all good for steak.
I'm alright with that.
I was telling the guys, obviously, we're going to see Finstral today, obviously, who we've seen at Fit Show, to get a wee bit of a better in-depth look at the product.
Yeah, get a wee bit more information, and just everything that was at the show was not necessarily samples, because they did have
full-size
product and they had the benches and stuff. I suppose it's just, instead of seeing it in an exhibition environment, see it in an actual showroom and have discussions about how you kind of have to take it in terms of different products that you would put in the showroom and how you display it, and just see an actual physical showroom. They've spent a lot of time, money and design on this place, and I'm just really excited to see it. Pictures look great.
Look awesome.
But like with everything, pictures never really do it justice, so I'm expecting it to be a pretty...
Because I was saying, that's the biggest problem.
Experience.
The biggest problem we've got is obviously we've just spent 6 months designing and building a showroom, and what we're talking about here could potentially be making substantial changes to said showroom. So we'll see how we get on. We'll take you around this place once we've been in, and show you what's on offer.
Just having a wee look,
So we're down, obviously, we're in Borehamwood at Finstral's studio, and it's just as good as it was when we seen it at Fit Show.
Yeah, there's like the nice thing here is that they have a load more on show.
Yeah.
So you get to see a lot more of the product, and obviously there's a bit more space. There's different scenarios at play in terms of they only had one door, they only had one slider, they had just one of each product, where here they have multiple versions of a product with different external profiles, different internal finishes, handle options, all that type of stuff. So it's lovely to just be in the space, kind of take it all in. It's the biggest exposure to the product really, that we've had.
If you come over here, I mean, some of the stuff they're doing is like obviously some like cretal style side entrance doors. Really nice product.
Same inside and out. This one's got the kind of textured paint finish on it as well. Low threshold.
Yeah.
This is the kind of door version. So you can see there, lever handle, cylinder. If you come over to this side, very similar product. This is the ferroline finish, but it is the window door version. Again, low threshold, but you can put the handle up and tilt it. So same product, but it's one of these things we get asked for cretal style all the time, and there are companies out there that are doing it, but not with this level of options, whereby you could have a door and a window, or the doors and the windows, or you could have a window door. You can have all of these different systems going together, and it just gives more option, more flexibility.
Stunning product here.
Oh, absolutely stunning.
This is like the crystalline product, where the sash is entirely glass. You can actually see my reflection there. But the entire sash is glass. And the outside is glass as well.
With a handle.
So edge to edge.
And everything going right through.
So when you close it over.
Yeah, I think it actually looks nicer on this side, because you have the contrast between the glass and the frame, but also the external glass is, this is flush. So this area here where you would normally see the frame, it's not stepped.
Yeah.
It's flush all the way through. So you've got the glass, you've got the spacers in there, and then you've got the section here, which is otherwise where the frame would be, but it's just so clean.
The other ones,
I love this handle.
Yeah.
So this is a Finstral only handle. I mean, you can get a shot down that side. It's so slim, but like as Mark said earlier, it's really comfortable. Like it looks quite narrow, but it's really comfy to put your hand on. I know that's like a funny thing to say. So, but again, in terms of operation, nice and simple. You'll see that the window only opened a little bit there, because that's in winter ventilation mode. And if you open it up, there's this little section here, which you can pull and twist. So that once you've done that there, and you pop back out, when you put it into tilt, it opens much wider. So that's summer ventilation mode. And again, all this comes as standard, but it's just these little details that kind of take this product to the next level.
It's when you really get into the bespoke stuff. So, one of the big things that's driven us to have a look at this system are things like this. So this is the inlay system, and this is almost like a brushed brass or bronze, anodized, but effectively this is inlaid into the
that's
frame.
The kind of brass, because there is another bronze version, but or there's lots of samples. It's much more orangey.
It's not necessarily what I would have in my own house, but for that one scenario
we get asked for these types of things. We do get asked for them because people are using like Corten steel, or they're using raw aluminium. They're using bespoke materials in the house, and they want the windows to be a part of that. So we do get asked for this type of stuff.
And this is just one of the finish options. They're using it to demonstrate the inlay system. But when you stand back, I mean, this is the inside of the window. I mean, it looks absolutely spectacular. And this is like only one of many finishes. When you come down here, this is like the Corten ceramic inlay, which just looks awesome. Absolutely stunning. And that is the crystal system again.
It's the same. I mean, this it might not come across very clear in the video, but this is like the screen on an iMac.
Yeah.
Like that's what I liken it to. And I mean, the black is nice. See when you've got another colour like this in that green, oh, it's just stunning.
Yeah.
And that's that handle again that I love. Yeah. This one's slightly different, so it has a more profiled finish on the outside, all aluminium. So that was the glass crystal on the inside, and then stepped aluminium externally. Might actually even be UPVC on that one. That's UPVC. So that one's aluminium, but again, you can see you have the option to have the glass on this one. It's just loads of variation, loads of options.
A couple of other little things that we note about this product over some of the other ones that are available. So see things like this. A lot of manufacturers keep the corner gearing and hinges exposed. They just put a cover over it. It's not the prettiest of things, but cover it up so you don't see it and you don't get covered in oil or grease or whatever else. The fact that the internal frame, which is this bit here, on a lot of windows, when you see that you've got a coloured window, you open the window up and the inside's always white, which to me is like a bit a kind of almost not a pet hate, but it's just something that you can
Somehow
see these guys have thought about it.
Slightly cheapens it in some way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, you don't see it all the time.
No,
But it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it.
No, exactly.
So when you open a window and you see, you know, that's not the other thing with these. You know, this system here is they have their own handles, but you can see from this you can get handles in bespoke colours.
Yep.
So it's not just a case of silver, gold, white, black. You could have a bespoke colour made just for your order. Obviously this one's a kind of browny, orangey, rust colour to match with the ceramic finish which is on here, and yeah, it's kind of Corten. I mean, it's absolutely stunning in person. And then down the sides, this is aluminium, which matches the handle and really sets off against this Corten ceramic inlay. I mean, this in and of itself, if you came down and just seen this, you would be like, wow, this is what sets this brand apart from anything else that's on the market. But you've got this, you've got this, you've got the other versions
flush timber
as well. Timber.
So sash and frame are aligned, as well as that. It's one of the slimmest on the sliding doors specifically. So when you look at the sliding door system here, get a far slimmer frame and sash profile.
You've got this little bit as well that we spoke about earlier. I mean, these are internally mounted blinds, and you can see instead of this just being loose, we've got fixings on there, but then these are the cover caps that Mark was speaking about a minute ago. But the other little feature that we quite liked was they've got these little handle covers. So in other systems that we have used in the past or currently use, that's just the metal, whereas this comes with just, it's a small thing, but it just makes that easier to operate and easier to open. It's just one of those little details.
The other thing Finstral have thought about is one of the problems you get when you've got concealed blinds units is the temperature differential between the inside pane and the outside pane, and you get condensation here. They've actually incorporated the little vent to drain away the condensation, which a lot of manufacturers forget about, and they don't do it.
This is effectively a window door. and again it's got this glass frame. This here
Integrated handle.
is like an integrated handle so that you can close that unit over. And it's so subtle because it's the same depth as the frame on this side. You wouldn't necessarily see it. Sometimes you get like a little pull, but it's not always colour matched to the frame, so you can see it, and it just makes it so easy to operate.
Glassworks yellow as well.
Glassworks yellow. But this is, when you mentioned about the slim frame, you can really see it on this one, you know, how slim that frame is.
Yeah.
You know, that's the timber aluminium. I know we've looked at this already, but we never really highlighted how slim that was. That's, I don't know, what, 55, 60 mil, something like that. It's a really slim frame for it being timber aluminium, and that carries through to the lift and slide door, like Mark just showed you. And again, when you deal with a lot of lift and slide doors like we do, you really notice it quickly. When you stand in front of it, you think, wow, this is a really slim system.
So that's us. We've spent all day here looking at the product and discussing what we can do and how we can do it. And we think we've kind of got a deal worked out. It's exciting times to look at bringing something like this on board.
We said this the last time that we looked at the system. We've been doing this for a number of years now. It's not often that you find something that you think, wow, that's different. In the window game. You know, a window, by and large, is a window. But there's something really different about this.
Something really different, completely different to everything else that we do, and that's the key. We don't want to sell something that is a similar product or the same product or a competing product. This product is so different to anything else that's available. And don't get me wrong, they can do standard windows, but we're not looking at it for that. Yeah,
I mean, just exactly the same as some of the other stuff, you know, like we do Internorm, we do Daco. There are elements that, you know, there are products within each of those companies' ranges that are the same. We don't offer both of them. No. So, you know, if you come to us and you're looking for timber aluminium, 9 times out of 10, we're going to push you towards Internorm. If you're coming to us for UPVC, 9 times out of 10, we're going to push you towards Daco. Not because we're, you know, trying to say this one's better than that. It's just that's the one that we think is best going to suit projects based on what that brand and that configuration can offer.
Exactly.
When it comes to Finstral, it's different to anything else that we offer. So you know, if you're looking for bespoke, made to measure, made to specific set of criteria, Finstral's the one. Finstral's the one.
100% bespoke, literally every component. You know, handle, frame, sash, glass, interchange the sash and the glass, interchange the frame and the profile. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. So anyway, we're going to finish up because it's been a long day, and we'll no doubt touch base later on, maybe when we get back to the hotel, possibly tomorrow. But yeah, decent solid day.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hope you enjoyed it.
Catch you later on.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. And just like that, we are back home. Superb few days down in London. Learnt lots. Yeah, mine's a bit frazzled, to be honest with you, with the amount of stuff that we've seen. But really positive trip. Good to get away for a couple of days as well. Spend some time in the big smoke, which is always mega interesting, and good to catch up with some friends while we were down there. But yeah, long day today. As you'll have probably seen from the footage earlier on in the little montage before this, it was all shot on my phone. The main reason being was the camera was at the bottom of the bag, going through the airport, trying to pull it out, film stuff. It was a bit of a nightmare, plus the fact Steff was in a bit of pain in the day. I did feel sorry for him. It was very, very uncomfortable. Joking aside, they did very, very well the past couple of days nursing that shoulder of his, because we did a hell of a lot of walking. It was mega, mega hot. And pretty uncomfortable, so he did pretty well. So we pretty much got back to Edinburgh Airport. He split, went straight home to try and get some work done. I had a Zoom call in the car on the way back to go and get my own car, which was in getting fixed at BMW. So did that, and I headed back to the office to catch up with Lisa and the girls from Digitize, who was doing Pam was doing some work with Lisa, so I wanted to go in and just see how that was getting on. The rest of the week is, as expected, pretty flat out. Tomorrow's a day of catching up. We've got Nick from Isochemy coming in tomorrow as well to come and see us. They're doing, we're going to do like a podcast interview with him, so we've got that. I need to get that all set up and kind of working tomorrow. First time I've used some new equipment, so I need to do that. We have Pam coming back in to finish off bits and bobs on the website. We've also got a huge amount to catch up on because we've been out of the office for 3 days, so there's always a kind of backlog of stuff. Friday, the interview that we had scheduled in for Friday has now been cancelled, which is maybe not a bad thing. We're going to move that to Wednesday next week, but we've still got lots on the boil that we need to get sorted out. I've got computer licenses to sort. I've got software to sort out for a new estimator, which is starting with us, and we'll go into that in a wee bit more detail as well. But yeah, lots in the cards, lots to do. Been a busy couple of days. Mega interesting, exciting stuff in the pipeline, which we'll share more about tomorrow. I'm obviously back in the house now, back in my own little office at the house, so I'm just trying to catch up so that I've not got too much to do tomorrow. And yeah, we go again tomorrow. See you then. How's it going, guys? Happy Thursday. We are back in the office, and we've just done our first interview come podcast with Nick at Isochemy. How do you think it went?
It's good, really good. Yeah, Nick Thompson from Isochemy. We have been working with Isochemy for a number of years, and we have specifically worked with Nick through Isochemy for 5-6+ years now. Isochemy specialise in air tightness, tapes, comprobands, sealants, foams, all that type of stuff. So it was a good place to start because it very heavily relates to the type of work that we need to do in addition to just supplying the windows, is providing help and advice in terms of how you get the best possible performance and install out of the window system. So Nick felt like a really good place to start, and I mean, we chatted about it in the build-up. We were not nervous, but just this is a different thing that we're doing in terms of a podcast, sitting down and doing a conversational based level of content, and you just don't really know how it's going to go. You want it to be quite informal, you want it to be interesting, and we had a number of questions that we were going to ask Nick and go through different aspects of what he does and how it relates to what we do, all this type of stuff. And you just worry that it's going to be quite wooden and everybody sticks to the questions, but it just wasn't like that at all. It just very quickly got into a conversation where actually the questions were getting answered without being asked, just from the nature of the discussion, and it just flowed really well. So yeah, it was good.
It was a great wee interview, and we're quite, obviously I've been playing at being an audio engineer this morning, but we've got quite the setup now for doing these, and it actually worked out really well.
It was awesome.
In terms of, we've got the proper proper microphones now, decent lighting, and you should probably say, like, you don't need all this stuff to do this. We're just trying to make the quality as best as we possibly can. None of the stuff was mega expensive. It was, you know, wasn't cheap, but you know, we're trying to create really decent quality content to put out there that people can digest and you know, consume. So it was good. Obviously, I kind of filled you guys in yesterday. London was a great couple of days. Mega busy. Some really exciting things in the works off the back of that trip, which, you know, we'll get into more of in probably the next week or so once that develops. Got some kind of contractual stuff that we need to look over and we need to sort out, but today's a kind of, now that we've got that bit out of the way this morning, I've got a game of catch up to play because we've been at the office for 3 days, so yeah, back to being behind the 8 ball a wee bit, so we're going to get caught up on that stuff. Pam was going to come in today, but she's going to come in tomorrow now.
Alright.
So Pam's going to come in tomorrow, which means we'll get some stuff done, the website stuff, which is coming along really well. I mean, I looked at some of the stuff that Lisa had done yesterday while we've been away, and it's starting to look shit hot, so that's been really good. So we'll touch on more of that tomorrow. In the meantime, yeah, grab some lunch and catch up on emails.
Lunch, like, you need to take me away, because I still can't drive.
Aye.
It's a nightmare.
Looks like
the nightmare continues.
I'm taking Steff for lunch. Lunch it is out. Right. Good morning. It is Friday at last. Been a solid one this week. Quite a lot to catch up on yesterday after being down in London, and pretty full on day today, to be honest, as well. So we have got a couple of site visits to complete this morning. One in Bridge of Allen to go and have a look at a couple of wee details, and actually another one in Bridge of Allen for a new build site. We were waiting on some detailing getting finished off with the builder before we could complete our detailed survey and measure. So I am nipping out to both of those sites today to go and see how we get on. When I get back to the office, I've got some software issues that I need to sort out with Austria. One of our systems isn't really communicating with Austria properly. Not a language barrier, just software being software and not working. And the company that provides the software is based in Austria, and by the time I noticed the issue yesterday, it was closed because they're an hour ahead. So I am going to have to jump on the phone with them today, and it's not always the most straightforward of processes because it's a massive program that we use to design and quote all our jobs, so it's very important that it works, and we need to ensure that it's all up and running, because we've got a training course on it on Monday. So on Monday, Lisa and Steff are both going to be trained on the on the pricing software system, which basically just means that if I'm away or I'm on holiday or I'm really busy, that either of those two can jump on it as well and get some training done. So we've got that to negotiate today as well. Got another interview for our Ask the Expert series today as well with myself and Steff. So we've got to get that recorded, and amongst everything else that goes on in the day-to-day runnings of the business. So anyway, we'll head to site and see what the crack is with these jobs. So we're at the refurb project in Bridge of Allen. Just came out to have a quick look at the site and make sure that we're good to go for the detailed survey, which will be happening next week, and pleased to say we are. So the issue we had was these big glazed gables here. We needed one, access scaffolding, but two, we needed the steelwork around the structure all lined and prepped so that we could take fixed sizes and measurements. We also needed the kit up, which has been done now, and that is looking great. So we are pretty much good to go with this one. Get the detailed measurements done, which then means we can hit the button and place the order. Site prep's looking good, so it's not till you're actually out here you can get a better idea of the sheer size of these gables in person. So I'm standing pretty close to the site just now. This is the front, so I have a large picture window in here, front door in there, glazed gable to the right, glazed gable to the left, and it's all up and looking great. As we come round the side, obviously existing windows are being replaced. We've got existing windows here which are being stripped out. They're obviously getting changed over, so we need the contractor to remove them so we can take detailed sizes. We come round the side here, we've got our first of the big bifold doors which is going in here, and we have another bifold door round this side at this point as well. You've got two big picture windows which are going in this location, and then as we come in to the building, you've got large vaulted ceiling here which has got the big Velux skylights in, big picture windows down the bottom, and a full gut out with three large panoramic windows here as well. So all in all, massive refurb, and you can see the property is ripped back to the guts. There's not much remaining. So this is pretty much going to be a full new house when it's done. Back to the shell, new floor, new roof, new walls, new extension, a huge amount of insulation, which is all here, as you can see, ready to be installed. A lot of it already has into the walls and stuff. The insulation's been done. So yeah, really nice project. Looking forward to seeing this one finished and over the line very, very shortly, or certainly ordered and in the system. Probably a wee bit away till this one gets fitted. I would imagine September, October time is realistic for this one. By the time we get it measured up, you know, next week or the week after, order the product, which will be, you know, 8 weeks, and then get it here. A wee bit of time involved in it, but yeah, really, really pleased with how this one's coming along. And yeah, some new windows in here very shortly. Watch this space. Back to the office. So site visits are complete. Visited both sites. Didn't get much at the first project. A lot of tradesmen on site, so we'll probably get back there now when the job is completely finished and the landscaping's all tied up. As I said, there's a lot of trades kicking about and noise. Yeah, so I didn't get very much footage at the first site we were at today. A lot going on site, tradesmen, brickies, trying to get all the stonework done. So we'll probably get back to that one now when the job's completely finished, and we'll get some finished photography. That one there though, that one's going to be a cracker when it's done. Massive project, like a huge project in terms of what the client's undertaking. Quite a simple one for us, you know, simple enough in terms of the window design and how everything's put together. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really nice one when it's done. So now heading back to the office to crack on with the rest of the day, sort the software issue out, number one priority. But I think in the meantime I'm going to try, if I can, grab a quick coffee and maybe a bacon roll. It's Friday after all.
Well, it is Friday afternoon. Actually, it's probably a wee bit past Friday afternoon. It's 5:10. Mark is in a showroom appointment. He's just finished it up. And I thought I would take this opportunity to basically just wrap up this week's vlog, give you a wee bit of a wee bit of chat, I suppose. Obviously, you will, at this point, you'll have seen how busy the week has been. We've been all the way down to London. We have had showroom appointments. We've had bits and pieces going on in the cowshed. We had Nick from Isochemy in the showroom this week, and we shot a podcast episode. We had initially intended to be shooting another podcast today, but that got rescheduled for next week, and then we were actually going to film something else, and that got rescheduled as well. So it's been a long week, and it's the end of the first week with the arm still in a sling. It's not been too bad, to be honest, but it is a wee bit tender. It's just actually sitting at the desk trying to put my arm up to use the mouse at the computer puts it in a funny position, so not ideal, but you just have to keep going. So it's been a busy week. The other exciting thing, which we'll no doubt run through maybe next week, is, I don't know if you can see, where is it? This stuff here is the stuff that we sent to the printers and embroiderers. So that has arrived back. We will do a wee bit of a, not necessarily an unboxing, but a wee, right, here's how it turned out. We're just getting more of this, basically. So more kind of casual wear. We've got a couple of polo shirts in there as well, so that we've got something a bit dressier as well. So, and then we had Pam from Digitizing this afternoon to discuss a few wee bits on the website and a couple other bits and pieces with that. So it's been a busy day. I'm pretty tired. That's the one thing that I've noticed with this, is that I can feel that it's just taking a wee bit of strain, so it is making me tired. I also, Danny from Internorm sent me this little recipe, which is it's kind of doing the rounds at the moment, which is iron brew mixed with a double espresso shot. I'm not going to lie to you, Danny, it's not great. It's not great. If it wasn't for the fear of wasting iron brew, I probably wouldn't be finishing it off, but you know, can't risk wasting iron brew, essentially. So cheers. I don't know, maybe it's getting better, is it? We had a wee bit of ice in it, and that has faded. You can just see Mark there finishing up his appointment. So yeah, it's been a busy week. It's felt like quite a long week, and I can't drive at the moment because of the arm. So I've been getting taxi serviced around and stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting a wee bit of rest this weekend, and then hitting it all again next week. We've got a busy week. We have a bit of training to be done on some of the different quoting systems. We then have more podcast style things booked in. Get them filmed. We're filming a kind of Passive House specific video with myself and Mark next week as well. We have other showroom appointments and site visits and stuff. We've got a really nice site visit in Edinburgh that we'll bring you along to. We're looking forward to going to see that one. That's been on the go, quite a big project, really nice. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Looking forward to next week, and yeah, hope it's been interesting. if you've liked what you've seen, then as always, please like and subscribe. Put any questions or comments down below in the comment section. Hit the notification bell so that you get updated whenever we release a video. And that's us basically. We will see you next week. Thanks for coming. Cheers.